Good evening and welcome to the McDevitt Football Network. James O'Brock with you, and we are live from Hershey Park Stadium. Our game tonight is between the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders and the Lower Dauphin Falcons. McDevitt is led by head coach Jeff Wechter, and his team is 6-2 as they defeated Susquehanna Township last week 41-7. Lower Dauphin is led by head coach Greg Kratzer, and his team is 4-4 as they lost to Cumberland Valley last week 24-14. Our game time temperature right now is 58 degrees. With tonight's pregame report and starting lineups, I am joined now by Rob Pugliese.
Mid-Penn Keystone Division finale for the Crusaders tonight. They come in at 6-2, of course, 5-0 in the division, looking to win an outright division championship. Lower Dauphin, 4-0 in the division. They play McDevitt tonight. They play Hershey next Friday, which they will be a huge favorite in. And so, but for all intents and purposes, James, I've been referring to this as the Mid-Penn Keystone Division championship game. McDevitt, of course, as everyone knows, since they were put in the Keystone Division in 2010, they have won or shared the division title every year from 2011 through last season. The only season they did not was 2010, which Susquehanna won the division. But every other year, McDevitt's had at least a piece of it. They can win it outright tonight with a victory. Keys to the game tonight, James. Lower Dauphin is a versatile football team. They are going to be able to throw the ball more than we're used to seeing. They're more balanced. They have a senior quarterback, 6'3", Aiden Klassen. They have a lot of good athletes on this team. The concern for them tonight is their bell cow, Brendan Schaefer, 6 foot, 190-pound senior. He's everything to them as a fullback and linebacker. He is playing less than 100%. He missed the Cumberland Valley game last week with an injury. I watched him during pre-games, James, and he does not appear to be 100%. He appears to be laboring out there, so we're going to have to watch that. They may have to lean on Cole Etchberger. So McDevitt against that run game will be a key. On the other side of the football, the McDevitt wide receivers versus Lower Dauphin secondary is going to be a huge key. Lower Dauphin has one of the best secondaries McDevitt's seen. Not as good as Harrisburg, but maybe more like the Cumberland Valley level. Really good secondary against McDevitt's Nazir Burnett, Tanias Becker. Obviously, there's no Jaquil Adams again tonight. Cordell Cash will get involved. So that's another key matchup, the McDevitt receivers versus the Lower Dauphin secondary. So Lower Dauphin will start this way. I mentioned off the top, Aiden Klassen, the quarterback, 6'3". The running backs are Brendan Schaefer. We'll have to see how much he can go, and Cole Etchberger. And the receivers are Clay Spencer and Brent Spencer, so that's going to be a challenge for us, James. And the tight end, number 83, 6'6", Will Bowen, who also in pregame appeared to be limping during pregame. So the Falcons are banged up. Their offensive line, left to right, is Sammy Sweet, Tom Big Cat Katzenmoyer, Kyler Wessner, Danny Pascal, and Shane Costello. Defensively, Lower Dauphin, they'll run what they always run, that 4-4. The ends are Will Bowen and Gabe Davies. The tackles are Tyler Brewer and Kyler Wessner. Good linebacking core of Clay Spencer and Jace Fry on the outside. Brendan Schaefer and Isaac Buck, a sophomore, inside. The corners are Skylar Swartz and Brent Spencer. They're very good, as is the safety Cole Etchberger. The captains are coming out right now for Lower Dauphin. Skylar Swartz, Tom Big Cat Katzenmoyer, Clay Spencer, and Aiden Klassen. For McDevitt, Qualik Davis, James Lawson, C.J. Laporta, of course, injured and out for the season, but he is a captain tonight, and Darren Petruzzi. McDevitt offensively, Chase Steele, James, red hot, 71% completions on the season, having an unbelievable year, getting a lot of attention in the media, a lot of articles written about him the last 2 weeks. He'll have his backfield, Qualik Davis and Dre Donnelly. Tanias Becker, Nazir Burnett will start outside. Cordell Cash at tight end. The offensive line, Frank Salusti will start at left tackle tonight. Logan O'Grady at left guard. Josh Dewar at center. Sawyer Morgan and Darren Petruzzi. And we're gonna step out here for a minute. Great rendition of God Bless America. James, I don't think all season we've heard that. We always get the national anthem, but there we get a little double dose. God Bless America. The crowd's excited for this Mid-Penn Keystone Showdown. McDevitt, Jeff Wechter has had a lot of success. McDevitt has won 9 in a row over Lower Dauphin, last year winning 42-21 at Rocco Hortenzio Stadium. Last time Lower Dauphin defeated McDevitt was in 2003.
Tanias Becker standing at his own 5-yard line for McDevitt, awaiting the kickoff.
And I didn't mention it in the keys to the game, but I think Tanias Becker making a play or two in space will be a big factor for McDevitt tonight.
We are underway. A short kick taken at the 19-yard line. Out to near the 38-yard line. Torrey Vodek on the return for McDevitt. Crusaders will come out with their first offensive series and begin from their own 39-yard line. Good field position to start the game.
Chase Steele, as we mentioned, red hot last week, 12 of 14 for 295 yards against Susquehanna Township. In his last 5.5 games, he's completing 78% of his passes.
McDevitt will run inside and a nice hole and across midfield. Quilique Davis has a first down for McDevitt at midfield. It's an 11-yard gain and a McDevitt first down.
They started out with that run-pass option, which they've gone to quite a bit, James, the last few weeks. Chase faked the pass and just gave it to Quilique up the middle.
Quilique Davis again inside. He stopped for no gain. First man there for Lower Dauphin, Tyler Brewer, credited with the tackle. And they'll give Quilique Davis for progress and mark him down at the Lower Dauphin 49. So a gain of 1, second down 9 coming up for McDevitt.
Came back to the same play, that run pass option with Chase carrying out the fake.
Deal looking to throw. Connects with Tanias Becker at the 44-yard line. He's wrapped up. Cole Etchenberger for the Falcons on the stop.
And there we saw right away, we talked about our keys to the game. Right off the top, that matchup came into play. They tried to get it to Tanias Becker in space out in the flat. Etchberger, the sure tackling safety for LD, coming in tonight with 39 tackles. He's one of their best players. Great open field tackle, setting up a third down.
McDevitt with the 3rd and 4. They'll run. CJ Reyes-Diggs, he's got the first down and more all the way down near the 33-yard line. And an 11-yard gain and a McDevitt first down.
And early on here, the McDevitt offensive line picking up where it left off last week, James. I felt they by far played their best game of the season last week as a unit. And early on, they look good. They look crisp. Each running play, there's been a big hole. Reyes-Diggs staying in there.
Chase Deal looking to throw on first down. Tanias Becker with the catch near the sideline. Waiting for the official to say it's good. It appears to be a catch at the 30, only a gain of 3. Let's see if they were still waiting for it.
It looked like a catch to me.
Okay, 30-yard line, only a 3-yard gain. Second down, 7 coming up for McDevitt at the Lower Dauphin 30.
Only a 3-yard gain, but again, we see the decision-making and the athleticism of Chase Deal with a pass rush, pump faking, getting Bowen up in the air, the big 6'6" defensive end, getting out of trouble and just getting what he can. That'll make Jeff Wechter very happy.
From the pistol, the give is play action. They're going to swing it out to Tanias Becker. Becker stopped near the 26. It will be a 4-yard gain. Clay Spencer, the outside linebacker for Lower Dauphin, on the tackle. Third down now and 3.
Yeah, again, the RPO, the run pass option. He slung it out to Becker. Good, sure, open field tackle by Clay Spencer there. You can already see what we talked about. Lower Dauphin secondary and the outside backers doing their job.
We'll call it 3rd and 2 from the 25. CJ Reyes-Diggs has the first down and more. Down near the 20, a 5-yard gain and a McDevitt first down.
Nice job by the left side of that offensive line for Reyes-Diggs, opening up the hole. And his fullback, Dre Donnelly, sprung a key block right there.
Reyes-Diggs still in there at tailback. Deal working from the pistol, looking to throw. Catch at the 10-yard line That's Nazir Burnett coming down with it. So it will be a 10-yard gain and another McDevitt first down. It will be first and goal, Crusaders from the 10.
And James Chase Steele just picking right up where he's been the last few weeks. I said last week, maybe once a game you hear, a couple times a game you hear it wasn't an accurate throw, but 12 out of 14 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that's unheard of. And tonight, starting out 4 for 4.
C.J. Reyes-Diggs inside, second effort, still fighting, down near the 2.
And again, it was Dre Donnelly, the fullback for McDevitt, 6 foot, 215-pound junior who's having a great year, doing a lot of things for this football team, offensively and defensively, who sprung the key block there for Reyes-Diggs.
High formation, Dre Donnelly at fullback, C.J. Reyes-Diggs right behind him into the end zone for the McDevitt touchdown.
What a drive, James. 10 plays, 61 yards for McDevitt, and look how much time they chewed up. 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Can't ask for any more than that.
John Fonner will attempt to add the point after. Kick up and through. 7-0 our score. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. Two-yard touchdown run by C.J. Reyes-Diggs. Devitt on the scoreboard, 7-0 on top of Lower Dauphin. Kick his way by John Fonner. Taken at the 10-yard line. Out across the 30, 35, 40. Joey Stoke, senior, on the return for Lower Dauphin. Pretty good field position for the Falcons. This will be the first time their offense sees the field tonight. 7:22 remaining first quarter. And Lower Dauphin will begin from their own 44-yard line. First and 10. Aiden Klassen, senior quarterback for Lower Dauphin, under center. They'll run it on first down. Out near midfield, Cole Etchenberger. Taken down by James Lawson. And it will be just across the 49-yard line. We'll say a 5-yard gain, second down 5 coming up.
Lower Dauphin went to a sweep there. Similar look to what you see from Cumberland Valley, which McDevitt struggled with that buck sweep a lot. So Crusaders are going to have to stop that play all night.
Klassen under center, looking to throw, rolling to his left. Almost intercepted. James Lawson had his hands on it, unable to come down with it. Interesting call. I did like the play by Lower Dauphin. It was a little bit of misdirection, but McDevitt was not fooled, and the receiver was well covered.
4th pass broken up this year for James Lawson. He's having a heck of a senior year at safety.
Third down. Call it 5 from the 49. Klassen looking to throw, swinging out, incomplete. Intended for Will Bowen. James Lawson again on the coverage. Fourth down, Lower Dauphin will send the punt team out.
That's an impressive 3-and-out for McDevitt. Really is, because I mentioned off the top, Lower Dauphin's making me look good. I said they're going to throw the ball more than we're accustomed to, particularly with Schaefer being banged up. They can't really expect him to carry the ball 25 times, maybe not much at all. But McDevitt in good coverage, in good position.
Tanias Becker standing at his own 15, waiting for the punt. It's a high kick. Tanias Becker does not call for the fair catch. He'll muff it. It will be a turnover, Lower Dauphin football. The ups and downs of Tanias Becker, I still don't understand it. It was an easy, just put the hand up, fair catch it for McDevitt and catch it. I don't know. He just fell asleep out there.
And, you know, this game could not have started off better for McDevitt with a beautiful drive on offense and a 3-and-out on defense. And there you see the third phase of a football team that comes into play so often. Special teams blows up right there in McDevitt's face.
Klassen, he'll run that sweep. Inside the 15, on the carry was Cole Etchenberger. Aaron Geathers credited with the tackle to the 14-yard line. It will be a 5-yard gain and bring up second down 5 for the Falcons.
They came back to that buck sweep look that they ran to start the first drive. And again, able to get the edge. Jayon Butts was not able to seal that off, and Geathers had to make the stop.
Klassen, inside give to the end zone, touchdown, Lower Dauphin. Brendan Schaefer, 14 yards, right up the gut of the McDevitt defense for 6.
And there's the guy we've been waiting on, Brendan Schaefer. We didn't know how much they were going to go to him or be able to go to him with the injury, but right then and there, they had set it up with 2 sweeps. They came up the middle. There was a big hole, and Schaefer just plowed right through.
Lower Dauphin's point after attempt, up and through. We're all tied up at 7 apiece. Lower Dauphin and McDevitt on the McDevitt Football Network. Squib kick. Tanias Becker picks it up near the 15. And he'll go down near the 18. Interesting strategy. They didn't want to just kick it deep. They did keep it on the ground. It was very effective for Lower Dauphin.
Yeah, and it almost turned into a disaster. Went past Torrey Vidic, and Becker just had to scramble to get what he could, tried to reverse his field, but not much doing there, as he only picked up about 4 yards on that return. So McDevitt with poor field position to start their second drive.
From the 19, 1st and 10 for McDevitt. 5:30 remaining first quarter. Nice Becker in motion. We'll get the handoff. Out across the 30. It might come back on a hold. Rob sees a penalty flag down, and yes, I do see it.
It looks like a hold.
Yeah, I do see it. It's coming back. Just like a jet sweep, like a shovel pass to Nice Becker. I do like that play.
They run that about once a week. Usually if effective. There it would have been effective for a first down, but the hold's going to bring it back. So McDevitt, beautiful start, great drive, 3 and out, great defensive stand, the fumble, and now they have a miscue with a hold that's going to back them up inside their own 10.
Just inside the 10-yard line, McDevitt with a first. It'll still be first down. And they'll run it inside with Qualik Davis to the 15. Bring up second down. And we'll call it 14 to go.
Brendan Schaefer is in the game on both sides of the ball. He's in there on defense. I'm watching him closely with that knee brace to see how effective, because in pregame, James, he appeared to be laboring a little bit there.
Chase Deal from the pistol. The give inside to Qualik Davis. He's got room, lots of it. 40. Cross midfield into lower Dauphin 10. He breaks the tackle. He's gone. 30, 20. Touchdown, McDevitt. $85 yards. That was an impressive run.
It was beyond impressive.
That was awesome.
That was an unbelievable second and third effort. I was just about to say, Qualik Davis did a great job with the cut and breaking a couple tackles. And I was going to say, a whole way out to the 50, and he somehow was Houdini like Carson Wentz and broke another tackle. One of the most scintillating runs you're ever going to see by Qualik Davis, 85 yards.
Qualik Davis. And John Fonner has the point after. 14-7 our score. McDevitt takes the lead now over Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. Qualik Davis on the 85-yard touchdown run. Devitt on top, 14-7. Kickoff taken from the 20. Out near the 28-yard line. That's Clay Spencer on the return for the Falcons. Special team stop by Marquin MacArthur Melendez and Zach Benios. 29-yard line. Falcons down 14-7. We'll begin there from their own 29 with a 1st and 10.
And that was the longest play from scrimmage this year for McDevitt, 85 yards in that run by Davis.
Klassen under center, turn and handoff. Breaks, 40, 45, 50. Stepped out of bounds. Joey Stoke. Out of bounds at the McDevitt 41. 30-yard gain. And a Falcons first down.
Yeah, and I like the way they're mixing Stoke in here for a change of pace. 5'8", 172-pound senior has a nice burst to him. Ran right through a tackle, and then a second Crusader kind of waved at him as he went by.
Klassen looking to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Clay Spencer. Could not get turned around in time. Ball was thrown before his receiver was ready for it.
Yeah, I like the play design, though.
He was open. If they could have connected there, that would have been successful. Brendan Schaefer out. Into the game, Skylar Swartz. Klassen. And we have a whistle. Timeout on the field taken by Lower Dauphin. Next week, the regular season final game for McDevitt. Rocco Ortenzio Stadium. Central Dauphin East Panthers will pay the Crusaders a visit. We will have that game for you right here on the McDevitt Football Network.
And CD East having a great season. 6-2, of course. They had the huge victory over Central Dauphin in overtime, led by Kane Everson. A lot of great athletes on that team. They're playing Cumberland Valley tonight. We're going to check in. We'll run down the scores at halftime and let you know how East's doing.
Second down, they'll run it to the 35. That's Clay Spencer on the run, taken down by Tate Myers. That was second down. It's going to bring up third down, and we'll call it 3.
Yeah, and again, they're having a lot of success on the edge. The McDevitt defensive ends are not doing very well at keeping the edge contained. Lower Dauphin sealing that.
They did mark it at the 33, so it's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up for the Falcons. 3:10 remaining first quarter, clock moving. Klassen under center. Straight give inside. They got the first down and more near the 25. Brendan Schaefer, the ball carrier.
And they have this run game going right now. Lower Dauphin coming into tonight, averaging 208 yards a game on the ground, and they can churn it out on you. And right now, that one fumble by Tanias Becker changed this whole game, and Lower Dauphin's in this thing now. We got potential heavyweight fight on our hands.
Klassen under center will turn and give. And fumble! Ball's on the ground. McDevitt appears to have it. Who's coming up with it? Let's take a look. 43 for McDevitt. Coming up with it, Zach Vinios. So a big turnover. Exactly what McDevitt needed to stop that momentum by Lower Dauphin.
Zach Vinios has been a big play guy for McDevitt this year, James. Been a big factor as a pass rusher.
From the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Deal all day back there. Now he's under pressure. He's going to roll left, stay alive, throw it late. Incomplete. Brent Spencer out there on the coverage. For the moment there, Chase Dill appeared to have time, but just could not find a receiver open. Tried to extend the play, threw it late, unable to convert there. Second down 10 now. McDevitt from their own 28. They'll run it inside. C.J. Reyes-Diggs fighting to the 34-yard line. Clay Spencer on the stop. Also, Holt Etchenberger credited with the tackle. And it will be a 6-yard gain coming up for McDevitt now. Third down and 4 from their 34-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there by the right side. Sawyer Morgan leading the way. Reyes-Diggs, after he got through the hole, physicality, picking up extra yards, lowering the shoulder.
C.J. Reyes-Diggs looking for room. Made a nice cut in the hole. Correction, Quilique Davis the ball carrier to the McDevitt 41. Be a 7-yard gain and a McDevitt first down.
So I like the way Jeff Wechter is working these running backs. Davis and Reyes-Diggs kind of, a lot of times the tailback likes to get in a rhythm. You hear him say they need to stay in there. So far tonight, he's been shuffling them in and out, and they're both doing the job. McDevitt, 10 carries, 141 yards in the first quarter.
Quilique Davis in there at tailback. We have a whistle. This play has been blown dead. Penalty flag down. Might be a delay of game, which we had that happen last week, and it is a delay game against McDevitt. Rob, we do have the play clocks in the end zones for tonight's game, which will be helpful.
It's extremely helpful.
Not only for the teams out there, but for you and I.
Absolutely. We don't have to guess at that angle.
Swinging out to Tanais Becker. He's hit. At the same time the ball arrived. It will be a loss on the play. Brent Spencer takes down Tanais Becker right at the 35.
He hammered him. Brent Spencer, obviously big with his film study. He saw that play. He was jumping that, coming up in a hurry and belting Tanais. Chase Steele was fortunate there. He was a little bit late with that throw.
35-yard line, 2nd and 16. Deal looking to throw. Still staying alive. Nothing there yet. Looking downfield. We have a penalty flag thrown in the backfield, most likely holding. This ball will float incomplete near midfield in the area of Nazir Burnett.
And James, how about this lower Dauphin secondary? I mean, they are blanketing McDevitt's receivers. I mean, Chase bought, no exaggeration, he bought 7 or 8 seconds, and scanned this whole field. Jake Kelly was guys were trying to come back to the ball, but lower Dauphin was on them. They were on them.
Great point, Rob. You know what else I'm noticing from McDevitt here is in that situation, don't have a safety valve or someone short to dump it to.
The back was trying to come over here in the flat, but the problem was when he did come over, that's when Chase was way over on the other hash, and by the time he circled around here, and it appears that the penalty's on lower Dauphin.
For a face mask.
Okay, so that changes things. I mean, it doesn't give him the first down, but I was thinking if it was a hold, it was going to be 2nd and 30. Instead, it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, normally when you see that penalty flag thrown in the backfield, you think it's going to be a hold, so that is rare that it's a face mask call against the defense. So, 40-yard line for McDevitt, 2nd down and 11. Deal looking to throw. Now they're going to try to set up the screen. Quilique Davis, 45, 50. Across to 40, 35, 30. Shoestring tackle to the 21-yard line. Brent Spencer saves the touchdown.
Again, you see the unbelievable, the open field running ability, the natural instincts in the vision by Qualik Davis. They had the screen set up perfectly. Josh Dewar and Sawyer Morgan setting it up, and then a great block downfield also by Aaron Geathers on the final play of the first quarter.
At the end of one, our score, McDevitt 14, Lower Dauphin 7, here on the McDevitt Football Network.
Having the line up on the line and off the line. If you're onside, you're onside. There's 5 guys out there that can't catch it. Everybody knows who they are. They should experiment with the CSL and let those guys get like a 15-yard head start. Scoring up. Oh my God.
James O'Brock along with Rob Pugliese as we begin the second quarter. Last play was a 39-yard run for the first down. C.J. Reyes-Diggs on this play inside the 10 will make it first and goal as he goes out of bounds near the 7-yard line. So McDevitt run game looking good right there, but that last play, that screen, that was a nice play. I really like when they do that.
Well, they're very good at it. That's, we've talked about that over the years. McDevitt always has a very, very effective screen game.
7-yard line is where they have it marked. First and goal, McDevitt, C.J. Reyes, and a fake deal will keep it. Looking for the end zone. Penalty flag thrown as Deal gets in the end zone for the moment for the touchdown, but we'll wait on the penalty flag. Depends on who it is. Touchdown might be taken away on a penalty against McDevitt. Let's wait and get the official call. It is a hold against the Crusaders. That would have been Deal's first touchdown of the season, I believe, running. Rob, you would know. Deal does have no rushing touchdowns for the.
He does not.
That was an impressive effort, though, by Chase Deal trying to get in the end zone. Too bad it just did not count. And I do like what they did there, the fake. The fake handoff that had everyone fooled, and he was going to try to get in himself. 18-yard line now for McDevitt. Still, it'll be first and goal from the 18. Qualik Davis hit immediately and dropped for a loss. 2 Falcons there. Tyler Brewer and Brendan Schaefer dropped Qualik Davis for a loss to the 22, a 4-yard loss. So McDevitt going backwards. It'll be second down goal from the Lower Dauphin 22.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tyler Brewer, 280-pound senior defensive lineman, has had a couple of big penetrations into the backfield, and they hammered Davis. And McDevitt all of a sudden second and 22.
Deal over the middle. Tanais Becker with a catch. Spinning, trying to get away. Finally dropped near the 18. Skylar Swartz takes down Tanais Becker. So a short throw. Becker trying to do something with it on a run after the catch.
Yeah, in this secondary, I keep coming back to it, but they are sure tacklers. And, Tanais is trying his usual cuts and moves that work against most teams, but sure tacklers in that secondary when you've got the Spencers, Brent Spencer, Clay Spencer, Etchberger, and there you see Skylar Swartz, the 5'8 senior, making a big play.
Deal looking to throw on third and goal. Touchdown McDevitt. Nazir Burnett wide open in the end zone.
That was a great route by Burnett. He made a move. He started in, made an out move. Nobody there, and Deal zipped that one on a line. Big play on a 3rd and 18.
John Fonner will attempt to add the point after, and we have a bad snap.
It's a dead ball.
So the point after attempt will fail. Our score will remain McDevitt 20, Lower Dauphin 7, here on the McDevitt Football Network.
That doesn't surprise me. Well, he's come out of college with that reputation.
While the alumni and friends are invited to the post-game indoor tailgate at the high school craft fair.
You gotta have a skipper name like sounds like a Japanese concept or something.
John Fonner for McDevitt has it teed up. Kick is away from the 14-yard line. On the return, swallowed up near the 21-yard line. Clay Spencer taken down by Aaron Gethers. Also a little help on special teams by C.J. Reyes-Diggs. So the 18-yard touchdown throw, Deal to Burnett, makes it 20-7. McDevitt, 9:47 remaining until half.
And of course, that 72-yard drive was set up by the fumble recovery by Zach Venius.
Aiden Klassen, senior quarterback for Lower Dauphin, under center, looking to throw on first down. We have some holding there. It's not called. And Klassen just runs out of bounds. That should be, well, that's going to be a loss to the 16. That is a that is a 6-yard loss. It'll make it second down, 16.
And James, as we talk about before a few times with scoring things, that technically he was back to pass would go in the books as a sack, but he just sort of ran out. No one even pushed him out.
So how you score that, Rob? No one will get credit for the
Nobody
sack.
will get credit for the tackle.
And a nice run inside for Lower Dauphin to the 27. Etchenberger got through there, taken down by McDevitt's leading tackler, Dre Donnelly.
I'll tell you, LD's having a lot of success when they run these sweeps and these buck sweeps and they get to the edge. That seems to be where they need to hang their hat here.
3rd down 5, Lower Dauphin from their own 27. Klassen looking to throw. Over the middle, a catch at the 30. Close to the yard to gain for the first. Will Boeing comes down with it. It appears to be enough for the first down at the 33.
Yeah, great effort by Will Bowen. He was hit just as he caught the ball by Donnelly, and I couldn't see who the other Crusader was on the other side, but he just got what he could get and surged forward just enough to pick it up.
33-yard line, 1st and 10, Lower Dauphin. Falcons down in this game 20-7. They'll run it around the corner. 40. Dre Donnelly takes down Clay Spencer after a close to 9-yard gain, almost 10.
I think he may have the first down. Yeah, he does.
It's a 10-yard gain and a Falcons first down.
Again, they're running those sweeps. They're bringing the man in motion and running the sweep. And again, they're getting the edge whenever they want. McDevitt is really struggling.
Klassen under center.
It's all like Maryland.
To give inside to Schaefer. Dre Donnelly on the stop. And Cordell Cash in there on the tackle as well.
Yeah, nice penetration by Carter Christopher that time, and we really haven't set the defense, but Carter Christopher's in there at tackle with Tyquan White tonight. Jayon Butts and Cordell Cash. The linebackers are Tate Myers, Dre Donnelly, Justin Piper. The corners, Julian Jordan, Aaron Gethers, and of course James Lawson and Qualik Davis at safety. And just as I finally set them up for you, David Gebhardt comes into the game at linebacker in place of Tate Myers.
Klassen. Go run with Schaefer off the left side, trying to get around the corner. Nice open field tackle by James Lawson. Taken down near the 47, maybe 48-yard line. So we'll say a 4-yard game, make it 3rd down and 5.
So big 3rd down here. McDevitt reestablished things. I said we could be in for a heavyweight fight. It looked like we were. The turnover, the fumble by Etchberger, and the recovery by Vino switched the momentum. McDevitt can get off the field here. They'll be sitting pretty.
Klassen down the middle field, way overthrown. That was Swartz, the intended receiver.
And nice coverage by Qualik Davis.
4th down, Lower Dauphin is forced to punt.
Cumberland Valley leading CD East 14-3 in the 2nd quarter.
And next week, Cumberland Valley and Harrisburg, I believe.
Next Saturday.
A high punt, fair catch called for, and made. Well done by Torrey Vada.
Yeah, you notice there was a change.
Yes. McDevitt's coaching staff says Tanais Becker out, Torrey Vada in on punt return. The ups and downs. It's just a confidence thing. I don't hope he finally gets it because he's so talented.
He is, and I said, 85 yards was the longest play from scrimmage for McDevitt. The only play longer was Tanais Becker's 89-yard punt return.
And the first run tonight by McDevitt's Justin Harrigan to the 33, to the 20, to the 33. It will be an 8-yard gain and bring up 2nd down 2.
Yeah, a whole new backfield. Tate Myers was in there on that play, giving Donnelly a blow, and a nice job again by Sawyer Morgan, the right guard for McDevitt, and Darren Petruzzi, the right tackle.
We have movement, but no penalty flag. Harrigan again, trying to get off the left side. Appears to have enough for the first as he goes down near the 36, close to the 37. Will Bowen on the stop.
And again, I know, folks, I know I'm sounding repetitive, but again, the nice job by the fullback, Dre Donnelly. McDevitt's fullbacks have done a great job in the run game here tonight. Dre Donnelly and Tate Myers, and right now it's Donnelly.
So Harrigan, the 3rd tailback in the game for McDevitt in this first half. Deal looking to throw over the middle. Catch by Tanais Becker at midfield. Becker fights for extra yards. They're going to give him forward progress. He's taken down by Spencer, but forward progress to the Lower Dauphin 42. 21 yards and a McDevitt first down.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful throw on rhythm. Plenty of time for Deal to stand there. Becker running a crossing route, coming right across the middle of the field, hit him in stride, able to pick up yards after the catch.
Nobody cares.
Harrigan again up the middle. Well blocked by that O-line to the 35. A 7-yard gain. Second down 3 coming up for McDevitt. They're going to mark him at the 36. Second down 4 now for McDevitt.
And you said the third tailback in, and no matter who it is, they've been equally effective.
Harrigan still in there at running back for McDevitt. From the pistol is Deal. The give is to Harrigan. And Harrigan is through there, still going all the way to the 21. Finally dragged down by Clay Spencer. And we have a player down for Lower Dauphin. Believed to be Gabe Davies, the sophomore defensive end. So for the moment, play has been stopped on the field by the injury. So McDevitt to the 21 of Lower Dauphin, and they'll have a 1st and 10.
And again, that O-line just having their way, just dominant tonight. Frank Salusti, Logan O'Grady, Josh Dewar, Sawyer, Morgan, Darren Petrucci, of course, Cordell Cash at tight end, and the fullbacks, Donnelly especially, have done a great job. And when Jeff Wechter talked about having a running game by committee, at various times this year it's looked good, other times it's sort of disappeared, but tonight I think this is the ideal vision of what he had. 3 guys sharing the 15 carries, and right now it's working like a charm. 170 yards rushing on 15 carries in the first half, and McDevitt really controlling the game after a little bump in the road with the turnover. Given LD Life, they've reasserted their dominance. They're up by 2 scores, and right here have a chance to take a stranglehold on this game, James.
4:35 remaining until half. 20-7 our score. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin. Play has been stopped with the injury to the Lower Dauphin Falcons, Gabe Davies. As we wait for him to work his way to his feet and get off the field to the sideline. So Harrigan on a 15-yard run,
and he's how about that little jump cut in the hole?
I like Harrigan. I like his style running. This is the 9th game of the regular season. I'm surprised they really didn't use him more up until now, because he's a good running back.
Yeah, it's hard, I think, as a play caller too, for Coach Wechter to get a rhythm when you've got so many guys you can work in and out. You got so many receivers you got to get the ball to. That can be a challenge. Jake Kelly's, by the way, been getting the bulk of the snaps tonight in Jaquil Adams' space. We haven't really talked about that. But James Lawson in there now.
Deal on 1st and 10. Looking to throw and still staying alive. Well covered downfield. Deal takes off and runs with it. Steps out of bounds near the 12. He'll be 1 yard short of a 1st down. Deal picking up 9 yards on 1st down. It will bring up 2nd down 1 for McDevitt.
And there Chase Deal shows off the wheels. Again, a great job by the Lower Dauphin secondary. They are having a great, they're blanketing the McDevitt receivers. They're making Chase read the field, go to a 2nd, 3rd read, scan in the field, pulls it down. Carter Christopher did a nice job buying him some time, and he just took off. James Lawson still in there, James, as part of the 3 at top.
Quillick Davis inside, handoff, touchdown McDevitt, 12 yards. 26-7 our score now. And we have a player down, unfortunately, for McDevitt. Appears to be an offensive lineman at the 10-yard line. And I believe that is Darren Petrucci.
It is Darren. It is big Darren Petrucci. 6'4", 300-pound senior right tackle. And he's having a good season. He's having a good game tonight. So, tell you what, James, not really a week has gone by that they haven't had injury concerns.
And, Rob, I just noticed that touchdown might not count. It was a penalty against McDevitt. So Hold everything.
Oh, that was a late flag. It appears they're checking the lower leg of Darren Petrucci, having him do some flexing that leg, and he's just checking out to see what he could do. Jamie Thomas out there, the offensive line coach, along with Coach Wechter, as they check on Big Darren. He's not exactly, sprinting off. He is laboring a little, but I mean, he's able. He just gave a thumbs up to his teammates, and he's able to put some weight on it. So it does not appear to be a serious injury. Can't possibly know whether he'll be back in tonight, but now we're starting to see him jog a little bit. So now I'm gonna say my medical opinion would be he could possibly be back.
Rob,
in tonight.
you're gonna upgrade him to probable to return.
So after the penalty, they're back at the 17.
Yep. Second down, McDevitt from the 17. Malik Davis inside. This time he stopped right at the 16. Gain of only 1. Third down coming up. Third down, we'll call it 5. So we have some substitutions on offense for McDevitt for this third down. Deal from the pistol. And they'll run it with Khalik Davis. Davis trying to bouncing it outside. He's going to be wrapped up near the 15, but second effort to the 13. Helmet comes off, and in the game, we see Darren Petrucci is back in there. So that's good for him.
Khalik Davis just will not go down. When you hear people talk about backs that run hard, I mean, Khalik Davis, he runs angry, and he just refuses to go down. He was dragging the blue jerseys, picking up 2 extra yards to give them a very manageable 4th and 2 here.
Donnelly at fullback, I formation to give is to Khalik Davis. He's got the first down, dropped it to 10. A 3-yard gain. It will make it 1st and goal, McDevitt.
Yeah, nice job by Dre Donnelly there, and Frank Salusti in the game at tackle.
Clock moving under 2 minutes, 40 seconds until half. 1st and goal, McDevitt, the lower Dauphin 10. I formation. Donnelly at fullback to give. Khalik Davis trying to get around the corner. There's a hold out there. It's not called. Taken down near the 5. Rob, did you see that?
I saw a little bit, but you know what? After that last penalty, they can keep the flags in their pockets for the rest of this drive. He went left. They tried to seal the edge. Number 13 in the game as a second tight end, Carson March, the 6'2 junior, was outside of the left tackle there, Carter Christopher, and that's where Davis ran. And now they're sending in Becker. James Lawson also.
So you have Deal, 2nd and goal from the 5, looking to throw. Over the middle, catch, touchdown McDevitt. James Lawson, a rare catch for him and a rare touchdown.
Well, James Lawson has been exclusively a defensive back for the better part of his career, but with the injury to Jaquil Adams, he's filled that role. He had a great catch last week, and there in the slot, Lawson runs the slant. Deal puts it right on him. So first career touchdown catch for James Lawson.
Funner, point after attempt, up and through. 27-7, our score now. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin here on the McDevitt Football Network. 27-7 our score now. McDevitt in the lead over Lower Dauphin. Deal connecting with Lawson on the 5-yard down. 5-yard throw and catch for the Crusaders. Touchdown. Kickoff taken 30, 35, 40. Joey Stoke bringing it out. Ben Marsico on a special team stop, but good field position with 1:24 remaining in the quarter. Lower Dauphin down 20 points. They're going to give him forward progress to the 47. So Klassen with the 1st and 10 will start this drive. Klassen will work from the gun. Trips left in motion. Over the middle, it's not there. Klassen's going to take off and run and dropped Jayon Butts near the 49-yard line. Gain of only 2. Clock is moving. And we have a 2nd down 8 now. Falcons under a minute. Klassen swinging out. Catch 50. You had Julian Jordan on the stop. Takes down Colt Etchenberger. And they'll mark it at the McDevitt 48. So a gain of only 3. 35 seconds, clock moving still. 3rd down. And we have a timeout taken by Lower Dauphin. 26 seconds. Lower Dauphin trying to get on the scoreboard here with one more score before the half runs out.
And that last drive, we didn't really get to talk about that with the hold calling back the first touchdown, but it was 11 plays, 75 yards for McDevitt, and it took 5 minutes and 5 seconds. So that was an impressive drive right there, and that was really, in my mind, I feel like McDevitt now has a stranglehold on this game.
Except for the turnover by McDevitt by Tanais Becker, giving the short field to Lower Dauphin. Pretty impressive first half by McDevitt.
It's been a very complete performance other than that.
Klassen on 3rd and 5. Connects with the 43 of McDevitt out of bounds. Skylar Swartz at the 41, a 7-yard pickup. 20 seconds remaining. It is a 1st down for the Falcons, but they only have 20 seconds to work with. Clock stopped as the ball goes out of bounds. Klassen will roll left. Incomplete. Out on the coverage, Julian Jordan for McDevitt. Intended receiver was Clay Spencer. Incomplete pass. Clock stop now again at the 16 with 16 seconds to go. 2nd down, 10. Falcons from the McDevitt 41.
We have a big halftime show planned for you tonight.
Yeah, you can.
Beyond the out-of-town scoreboard, which, you know, Cumberland Valley is rolling over CD East right now. It's 28-3. But we're also going to have a halftime guest tonight, one of our favorites.
Klassen. He's going to take off and run. What a nice tackle.
Oh.
Dre Donnelly right to line of scrimmage. Klassen for a moment there looked like he might get away, and that will be the last play of the 2nd quarter. It's halftime here. 27-7 our score. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network.
Draw your attention to the 50-yard line and lower it off the Alumni Association. That's the 2017 honoree. Following Alumni honors with a significant contribution to the art, leadership, and service sports to the Lord Office School District. Alumni President Russ Casper presenting the award. First, for the class of 1955, Dr. Kurt Wade Cyber, recognized for his devotion to the Alumni Association. Particularly the years he has served as the designer of nearly 90 alumni showcase displays. Accepting the Wade is Kathy Inhofe Weber. From the class of 1973, Patricia Paul Pro. Recognized for her years of service at many public service events, celebrations, and fundraisers. From the class of 1976, Timothy Bartholomew, recognized for his continuing service to Lord Office Camp Charles for fifth graders, one of the most memorable events to students on Lord Office experience. Class of 1985, Kurt Stoner, recognized for his national success of Stoner graphics, including the Dauphin Square. Generosity, Alumni Showcase, and the Field House. Sally Zano, recognized as the founding member of the Management Conservancy, years of stewardship in regard to watershed, forests, and fields, heading now as a protected. Inspire all these honorees may be found on the Lord Office Alumni website and in tonight's program. Thank you, Jordan Price and Jake Snyder, class of 2019, for display in the alumni banner. Congratulations.
Homecoming. And we would like to thank all alumni for their attendance and continued support of the Lord Office Missouri District. Now, we present against you the 2017 Homecoming Court. First, we have our Grand Marshal, Dr. Sherry Smith. She is driven by Brad Miller, driving a 1967 Ford Mustang. Refurbished by Ryan Stoner.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you too.
Next, we have our 2017 Homecoming Queen candidates. Driven by Charlie Hogan of the House Fire Company. They are Amelia McDevitt, Ella Hickey, Cameron Friday, Courtney Whittington, Meredith S., Olivia Frederick, James and Glory Smith.
Did they really? Was he like totally blown away? She know it was the comment? Yeah.
Once again, the 2017 Homecoming Queen candidate.
I don't know how they did it. Nah, what he said. Yeah, it was a secret ballot and lunchbox. Then they took like the top 8 or whatever.
And Glory Livingston.
Welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. Halftime here on the McDevitt Football Network as we're getting ready to close out the regular season next week. Here we are, week 9. Rob Puglisi joined at halftime by our special guest, Andy Shea, here tonight with Fourth Down Magazine to cover this Keystone Division finale for McDevitt. McDevitt LD both coming in unbeaten in the division. Crusaders up 27-7 at half. And Andy, I'd like to start off and just ask, what were your overall impressions of the first half, and what was a pretty commanding performance by McDevitt other than the one turnover?
Well, this is the first time I've seen McDevitt this year, so everything is based on a two-half look. I mean, I do the radio show with Epler every week. It looks like their offensive line has clearly gotten better. But, I mean, let's just say tonight, LD's got like 3 guys going on one leg or one limb. Or
right.
That doesn't have anything to do with what McDevitt's doing. That's given some – LD's not as able to put up as much resistance in their front 7 because of it. I mean, Schaefer's hurt. Will Bowen's playing on one leg at the end and trying like heck, but that makes a difference for them.
Sure it does.
McDevitt's offensive line's been impressive. I like their stable of backs. They look like they've gotten a little bit more football savvy. I guess they're cutting inside. They're finding the right cuts. They're seeing the football game well. I mean, what did they rush for? 207 yards in the first half. Now, LD gave up, 500 and some to Cumberland Valley last week? Am I correct? So that's like over 700 yards of rushing in 6 quarters. But that doesn't take away. I mean, Chase Steele's, he has all day to throw back there. And you give him time to throw, move. He kind of looks like Ken Stabler, right-handed Ken Stabler. He's just standing back there in the middle of the pocket because they're protecting him so well.
Yep.
And if he can't find anybody open, then he just kind of ducks and moves, and then they start doing their fire drill. But, I mean, he's been terrific. They've had their thumb on this game the whole time. Except for on the outside edge, their defense has played pretty well.
We talked about that.
Up the middle's been really good. Now Schaefer's limited, so that makes a difference. But they're still run blocking on the inside. The trap blocking that LD does is usually pretty good, and that's only been open once for a touchdown run. Each team had a turnover. I thought the turnover that McDevitt created when it was 14-7 was the turning point. And in my mind, this game's over. McDevitt's going to roll.
Yeah, I mean, you said it pretty succinctly there. I was hesitant to say that, but I used the word stranglehold after it was 27-7.
Yeah, no.
And, mentioning it's the first time you've seen them, I was curious if you had seen them early on. But, talking about the offensive line, Jeff Wechter over the years has been known to sort of tinker when he's got a younger line or a more inexperienced line. And one thing that's really solidified that O-line is number 70, Carter Christopher, who they started out the season as a starting defensive tackle, sort of not sure they wanted to use him up both ways, but they've inserted him as their left tackle a lot. That's really helped things. And when Carter Christopher plays defensive tackle, you'll see him get a blow by number 51, Frank Salusti, at left tackle. And those two guys working in tandem has really helped to solidify. They've moved Logan O'Grady back to the guard spot where he's much more natural and comfortable after trying him at left tackle early on.
There was plenty of initial holes, so that tells you the offensive line's blocking well. And their overall run game, they were always going to be able to throw the ball at any time, however much they needed to. But it's pretty clear that they've gotten better with each passing week. And as their schedule, they went through that soft part of their schedule, but they got better during the soft part of the schedule. They were mowing those teams over, tinkering with the running game, using it. And this is a perfect time to go against an LD team and trust your running game and give it a good test. 21 carries, 207 yards. That tells me a little bit.
Well, you did the radio show the other night for Fourth Down Magazine on 1460, and this is a natural lead-in and transition for me. Again, if you're just joining us, Rob Pugliese with Andy Shea on the McDevitt Football Network. Crusaders up 27-7 at half. The two gentlemen that you had on, Dre Donnelly and Cordell Cash, another big difference in this run game as the years gone on. Dre Donnelly was a very good blocker as a sophomore, but now he's a very seasoned fullback. He obviously can hammer and mash dudes, but now he's just really, he knows the guy to hit and he gets to the guy. And Cordell Cash, injuries are part of football. LD's dealing with them now. McDevitt was just crippled early on when they lost C.J. Laporta for the season, who was their anchor at D-end and tight end. He was a hammer. At the same time C.J. went out, Andy, Cordell Cash had two big old knee braces and was trying to play at maybe 50% and was a shell of himself. Now that Cash is healthy, he's a hammer as a blocker at tight end, and he's a big-time defensive end for them, too.
I'm more impressed by Donnelly, to be honest with you. Not only is you can be a mash guy, because they use him to, they don't use him to clear the hole, they use him to create the seam. And on the when he run blocks when they're going onto the out, that's on the inside.
Right.
Like the running back's actually reading off him. He's just not supposed to blow somebody up. He's supposed to move somebody in a certain direction. I noticed that right away in the first half because the running backs are cutting off him. The initial hole's there, but they're making their cut off him, and it looks scripted because it's almost flawless.
Right.
If they have to slow down and wait, they're not sure what he's doing, but it's clearly they're doing something to script it. But on the edge is where he's making a real big difference on the outside. If they're getting a kick-out block, he's mashing the linebacker inside. That creates a huge seam. You don't see many fullbacks anymore in the running game, but he's a difference maker for the offense that McDevitt's run, and I like the three running backs. I think they're a little bit of yin-yang.
Yep.
And Harrigan's a big kid.
He really is. And he's a junior.
He runs a little upright and a little straight, but he's a junior. But, man, that's a thumper.
And Reyes Stiggs, also a junior, gives you a little bit more of a straight-ahead burst. And then Qualik Davis is just, as I always say, runs angry. I mean, it's like every time you try to tackle him, it's basically a street fight just to get him to the ground. And we saw that on the long run where it looked like he was down 2 or 3 times.
It's not easy to get out of a tackle of these LD defensive backs and secondary kids. They're pretty good tacklers, as you saw, and they are pretty good. They're getting a little bit beat up tonight, but I mean, Deal's got 108 yards, and he's had to earn them. It's not like it's been easy for him. So I think when you break a tackle like that, and finish off a run like that, you've earned 85 yards.
Absolutely, and the thing about Deal is, this is the first time you're getting to see him. This is one of the better secondaries he's gone up against. Obviously, Harrisburg's a different animal altogether. He was out of that game early with the injury, but he was in there against Cumberland Valley, which is a very good secondary. He got his yards that night. They had some turnover problems, but this is another good test. And what I like to see from Deal is, he's obviously having to work to find guys, but he's not getting frustrated. He's making good decisions, and he's getting a positive result, even when his first and second read aren't there.
Well, the thing is, the offensive line's giving him time to scan the field, and if he doesn't see what he likes, he's pulling the ball and moving. He's not trying to force anything. It's a much more mature type quarterback. I mean, he's not going to throw for 300 yards tonight, but he's also been arguably their best offensive player despite all the rushing yards because he hasn't made even a modicum of a mistake. He hasn't even made a bad throw. You know what I mean? Let alone, make a mistake. He hasn't even made a bad throw. So the offensive line's helping him by giving him time, but he's staying in there and going through his progressions and then moving from there, and that makes it hard for LD. They can't chase him down. He's quick too.
And Andy, one of the things I always love having you on because just so much information and perspective on the Mid-Penn, on all the divisions. You see a lot of different teams. As you mentioned, first time you're seeing McDevitt because you're all over the place. So you give us a good perspective on the whole district. Not to skip through this too much, but we do want to ask you next Friday night. Very intriguing. Assuming McDevitt finishes out, they'll stay in second in 4A. And kind of have their destiny in their own hands for their home finale against CD East, who we have not seen.
I've seen them.
And I really am intrigued by that game next Friday. I think it's a great test for them going into the 4A bracket. Tell us a little bit, about CD East. Obviously, we know about Kane Everson and his
Correct.
playmaking, and Mike Jones, and they just have a lot of athletes all over the field. And what about CD East is their biggest strengths, and where do they struggle a little bit?
Well, their strength is clear. It's just Everson. That's the strength of their team. Mike Jones is running. He's running good. He looks like a more mature running back. But they don't have the offensive line to create a lot of necessarily open running room for him. He's got to work hard, really hard, for what he gets. It's all about Everson and CD East just hanging around a game. If you go to the fourth quarter, you can't let them be close because he's going to find a way to beat you. He's done it 4 times this year. 4. He beat LD, literally almost by himself. He beat Chambersburg. He beat Central Dauphin. You can't let the game be in his wheelhouse in the fourth quarter. You have to put him away. Their defense is not as aggressive, but okay. But I mean, from what I see in the two teams, I think McDevitt's a heavy favorite in my mind. But you never know. It's East. They got some guys on the outside. They can catch the ball, but they got to feel it. You know what I mean? They got to feel like they're in it. They got to feel like they can win the game. If they get, a little downtrodden, or if you take it to them a little bit, they'll go away. What are they losing to Cumberland Valley? 28-3 at halftime. You stick it to them, they'll kind of, go away a little bit. If you let them hang around, you're losing.
And the emotional edge, and you're talking about that, if East feels like they're in it. On the flip side for McDevitt, knowing this team, I feel like 2 factors. Number one, last year McDevitt went into that game at East the first time with Chase Deal and without Tavon Bowers, and East did what they should have done. They blitzed a young sophomore quarterback. It was like throwing him to the lions.
Yep.
They beat the heck out of him, and they created some turnovers, and they really wore McDevitt out, and they really reveled in it, as they should have. That stung. That really stung, and I think McDevitt's going to remember that. I think they're also going to remember the fact that they lost that game, made them go on the road to Chambersburg in that second round, and they obviously did not like having to travel and play on grass when they could have stayed on the turf.
At Shippensburg.
At Shippensburg, rather.
Yeah.
So 2 little emotional things on the McDevitt end, as you've said over the years, when McDevitt really, has a dog in the fight and really wants to get after it, it's going to be senior night. They're going to have revenge on their minds, and I think Jeff Wechter's going to remind them about, don't you want to play at home the first couple ball games?
Yes.
And not take your chances going on the road somewhere.
McDevitt, let me put it to you this way. The outcome of the CD East McDevitt game has nothing to do with CD East. Let me just put it to you that way. From what I've seen now, I know it was only a half, but I'm like, because the matchup's bad for East. You know what I mean? The matchup is bad for East. They can take away one thing, but they can't take away both. And if McDevitt can do a little of both, and they come up tonight, they're running the ball way better than their running game's having more success than their passing game.
Right.
You could flip that script next week, but you don't know. So I think that makes it hard for East. In terms of 4A in the playoffs, it's Berks Catholic is the heavy favorite.
Right.
I mean, I know Berks Catholic, but now that I've got a chance to see McDevitt, there's some tasty matchups. I like McDevitt versus Berks Catholic. If that would be your district final, I think that would be a really fun football game to see, because I think McDevitt's got some matchups that nobody else in the state maybe has for them, for that team. And I say that with all due respect to Berks Catholic, because they're big, strong, and fast. And they got, they can beat you coming and going a little bit too.
Well, that would be, that's the team everybody's circled, and everybody around McDevitt knows that's the team they're going to have to go through.
You have to throw the ball.
And I was just going to say, I don't know whether, we've talked about McDevitt's weaponry. Jaquil Adams, the word we got last week was like a, possibly 4 or 5 week deal with him. So we'll have to see. That would be November 24th. Throw him into the mix. 6'3", kid won the 100 meters in the mid-pen, so that's another weapon.
You're not running the ball on Berks Catholic. That's just, you're going to try and you're going to put some, but you're not going to have success. And it's hard. It's not easy to throw on them, but it's harder for them to have to cover 3 and 4 guys. And McDevitt's got them. So I like some of the matchups. And you know what? I've seen a little bit more. Other than I don't like what I've seen on the edge, and that makes that's a frightening proposition against Berks Catholic. If the edge is open like that against LD, good gracious, it's game over. If that's the open season spot.
Well, that was the case against Cumberland Valley, and that's been a concern all year.
That's a concern then, because that's Berks Catholic's feeding ground. They love to catch you on that stuff. So
that would be in the final should McDevitt get there, and we would, obviously would be looking forward to that matchup. But Andy Shea, thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to reading your recap on Fourth Down Magazine. I know you're going to have your grades. You're going to have some stuff on there later tonight, and then you'll have more tomorrow morning. Yep. So everybody will have to check out fourthdownmagazine.com, and, of course, follow that Twitter feed as well. Andy drops nuggets in during the week. You've got rankings, you've got, top 5 matchups, just content every day. One of the go-to spots for high school football information in this district.
Got some old heads on there.
The old heads do it best. Let's just call it like it is.
It's the Old Heads Network.
So, McDevitt Football Network. Andy Shea, thanks for coming on at halftime. We're going to be back with the Crusaders leading Lower Dauphin Falcons 27-7.
Third quarter just getting underway. Kickoff taken at the 15. 35. Across the 40 near the 41. On the return, Joey Stoke. And taken down by C.J. Reyes-Diggs and Justin Harrigan.
They're not just part of the tailback by committee. They're combining for special teams tackles.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Harrigan out there on special teams. So, James O'Brock along with Rob Pugliese on the McDevitt Football Network. Third quarter just getting underway. Klassen under center. Turning handoff, but taken down was Clay Spencer dropped by Carter Christopher for maybe no gain.
And that time, we talked a lot, James, in the first half about the edge, and Andy Shea and I in our conversation talked about the edge. Kulik Davis coming up from his strong safety spot there. Didn't make the play, but he kind of pushed. He got a push, and he didn't allow him to get the edge, and that gave Carter Christopher the opportunity to get in there for that tackle for loss.
Second and 11 from the 41. Klassen. Play action, looking to throw over the middle, and a catch at midfield to the 45. Ryan Kuntz Coming down with the catch. It will be a first down for Lower Dauphin. A 14-yard gain. And a nice looking play there for Lower Dauphin through the air.
I like the play action fake and a little waggle look there by Klassen. And they're across midfield, so Lower Dauphin not saying, hey, wait a second, you guys aren't going to tell us the game's over.
The McDevitt 45, Falcons with the 1st and 10. They'll try to run it inside. Penalty flag thrown in there. Joey Stokes stopped. 2 McDevitt defenders. You had Dre Donnelly and Zach Vinios. And let's check the flag.
Well, it's a 2-yard loss pending the flag. And, James, we didn't even comment. I usually do it at the top of the broadcast about the uniform combos tonight.
Yeah, you didn't get into all that. That's you usually every game you always cover that. So here comes the call. Personal foul, chop block against Lower Dauphin.
So that means I think they count the play and then they mark that off, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're walking off that penalty yardage. They're going to put the football down at the 38. And it's going to remain first down. $27 yards. It's first down and looks like 27. Klassen looking to throw. They're going to swing it out and incomplete. Intended receiver was Joey Stoke. And covering Aaron Geathers for McDevitt. So incomplete pass would be second down coming up and still 27 from 38.
This white jerseys, white pants look for McDevitt. I'm totally into it. I'm
white
thrilled.
on white.
I'm thrilled. James, update. Crusader faithful. Kobe White playing tonight on ESPN. Boston College 35-yard touchdown catch for Kobe against the Florida State Seminoles.
Nice.
On a Friday night. You got to love that.
Yes. Klassen will hand off. Schaefer, he's breaking tackles but dropped it to 45. James Lawson having a good game on defense as well as having a touchdown catch on offense, his first of the year in tonight's game. Tonight started out at 58 degrees. It's a cool night now. The temperatures dropped to 54 here in the third. 27-7 our score. McDevitt in the lead over Lower Dauphin. Klassen will work from the gun on third down and long. Over the middle. Incomplete. Lawson for a moment there almost was going to come down with an interception. Ball was intended for Clay Spencer.
Yeah, McDevitt rushed 3 and dropped 8 there. They had big Taquan White in there at the nose, rushing 3. There's a Falcon coming off slowly. It looks like 58, James, or is it 50? It's hard to tell. These numbers, no matter where we go, it's hard to tell. It's 50. Danny Pascal, the 6'5'9", 210-pound senior. They dropped 8, and Dre Donnelly was actually dropped deep into coverage. Did a nice job, and he was helped out by James Lawson there. So we can start looking forward a little bit to next week, James, for the senior night festivities at Hortenzo Stadium, and I'm very interested to see that CD East team come in, especially after they beat McDevitt up last year.
So, Rob, as the playoffs would look, possible matchups, just move forward. But we can talk about this throughout the rest of the second half. Possible matchup for McDevitt in the first round might be, who do you got?
As of tonight, it would be Susquehannock, but you're going to see there's such a bunch there.
It could change.
5 through 10. Yeah, it really could. We're going to have to be all over that, monitoring it for next week. I mean, there's still, believe it or not, a possibility that it could be even Susquehanna Township.
Punt on fourth down, high kick, Fair catch called for and made at the 15-yard line. Well done, Torrey Vodek.
It looks like special teams coach Tommy Mealy has decided to make a change there, at least on that for the time being, James.
Well, maybe for tonight's game, but you're going to have to get Tanais Becker back there because he's the man on return. He had a great game. The one game he had two of them and he was doing so well. I don't know what happened with him tonight. He's just hot and cold. Hopefully we'll see him back out there next week on punt return.
Reyes Diggs is going to be the first man up at tailback this half.
Deal. The give is to Reyes Diggs off the right side, around the corner. Fighting for extra yardage, leaning forward, finally going down near the 24. And close to a 9-yard gain. Should be 2nd down and 1 coming up for McDevitt.
And just as Andy Shea talked about at halftime, Dre Donnelly just leading the way on that stretch play. Dre Donnelly creating the seam and creating the space on the right side for Reyes Diggs, and Donnelly just holding his block downfield created that whole deal.
Looking to throw, off play action, incomplete. Nazir Burnett went down. Not sure if he just lost his footing. He was the intended receiver. 3rd down 1 now. Interesting call on 2nd and short for them to throw it.
Well, it was a run pass option, and I think they took a shot with a fake, with a pump double move for Burnett. Chase faked it, and he did fall down. Otherwise, he was looking to hit him in stride in that open space there.
McDevitt will run on 3rd down. And it's going to be dropped for a loss. They will not pick up the first. Lower Dolphins, Hank Wilson, first time we're calling his name tonight, on the tackle. And McDevitt is forced to punt.
Yeah, first time tonight, as you said. Nazir Burnett. And Tate Myers was in there at fullback the last couple plays rather than Donnelly.
Nazir Burnett, left-footed punt from the 44. Midfield, 45 of McDevitt.
And there's a flag down. I have no idea what it's going to be.
Clay Spencer was the punt return man, and Aaron Geathers was on the special team stop. Clay Spencer shaking up a little bit on the sideline there. Penalty flag down. Here comes the call. It is an illegal block in the back. And you see that all the time on punt return.
End of the 3rd quarter. Hempfield leading Wilson 10-7. And that's a key. Wilson could be knocked out of the 6A playoffs if they don't rally there.
8 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. 27-7. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin. Falcons have a 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Brendan Schaefer at tailback. Will get the carry up the middle in a big hole. 40, 30, 20. Finally cut down by James Lawson inside the 10. It will be 1st and goal from the 7. $49-yard gain. 1st and goal, Lower Dauphin. Well executed. The O-line just opened up that McDevitt defense.
Yeah, that's the second big one that they've popped with Schaefer. And for a guy that's playing on a bad leg with that knee brace, it sure took James Lawson a long time to catch him in the open field.
Schaefer's still in there at tailback. It's a run around the corner at the 5-yard line. Joey Stokes stopped. And a well-done tackle there by Julian Jordan. in the open field.
Yeah, nice read by Jordan. Initially, when that play first started developing, James, I thought there's a huge crease there. They're going to score easily, but nice job by Julian to read that, come over and make the tackle with authority.
From the 5, 2nd and goal coming up for the Falcons. Falcons down 27-7, trying to get in the end zone. Schaefer, the lone running back. Klassen will give to Schaefer up the middle. He'll be stopped short of the goal line at the 1. And Dre Donnelly takes Schaefer down short of the goal line. So it will be 3rd and goal, Falcons from the 1.
I think they're going to probably pound it with Schaefer one more time. That would be my call.
You could tell on the big run he was not 100% just the way he was running. Just could not get that extra gear, and that's why he was able to get run down from behind. You called it, Rob, but he's first effort, he stopped short. Second effort appears to be still short of the goal line.
The ball is out.
Devitt thinks there's a turnover there. No official call yet. They're going to say forward progress was stopped. No fumble. Lower Dauphin will keep possession, and they'll place the ball down at the 1.
It's so interesting week to week how things are officiated. When you think back to the Chase Deal play earlier in the year where they let Arrington from Cumberland Valley steal the ball and run 99 yards. Nice surge by the defensive line there.
So 4th and goal from the just inside the 1. Lower Dauphin will go. They want the touchdown. 5:28, clock moving 3rd quarter. Schaefer in there at tailback. Klassen, handoff on the sweep. A touchdown, Falcons. Cole Etchenberger.
I like the call because McDevitt, other than that one big run, has really controlled the middle. Even when they only need 1 yard, they're getting a huge push. Better to go to the edge. LD, nice job sealing it. So they're not, like I said, they're not ready to go away just yet.
Allray, the kicker for Lower Dauphin, will attempt to add the point after. Klassen will hold. And we have a whistle. Play has been blown dead. Delay a game against McDevitt. How often do you see that?
On defense. And not real often.
It's declined. So they'll just try again here to add this point after. Maybe the defender touched the football? I mean, I don't know what he did. Point after attempt for Lower Dauphin, up and through. 27-14 our score. McDevitt in the lead over Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. A squib kick. C.J. Reyes-Diggs will fall on it at the 34. You did have Tanise Becker deep on that kickoff, but Lower Dauphin wisely just didn't want put the ball in his hands. 5:16 remaining in the third quarter. And for McDevitt, Jay Kelly, no ball thrown his way yet tonight, but he's in the game as a wide receiver. Chase Dill from the pistol. Handoff inside. Quilique Davis to the 41.
And I'll tell you what, again, Dre Donnelly leading the way, and Quilique Davis zigging and zagging, following Donnelly.
Second down, 4 coming up after the 6-yard gain on first down for McDevitt. Deal from the pistol. The give is to Quilique Davis. And breaking a tackle, stretching to midfield. Very impressive run. And enough for a first down, close to a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, Quilique Davis that time going off the left side. Frank Salusti out there. Logan O'Grady. And again, Dre Donnelly, you know, not to criticize the players, but that last drive that sort of, after they had the 2nd and 1, that sort of fizzled out. And they took Dre out. Obviously, he plays the whole game on defense, needs a rest. But they're much more effective running when he's in there.
Devitt will run it again inside, and a big hole to the 40-yard line. 41-yard line, a 9-yard gain.
I think he's going to have the first.
Yeah, they're going to give him 10 to the 40, and another McDevitt first down.
Quilique Davis now with 138 yards rushing on just 12 carries. Tonight, McDevitt with 14 first downs. This running game is humming. They get this running game humming to go with the passing game going to the districts, James. This team is going to be something to see.
Devitt at the Lower Dauphin 40 with a 1st and 10. We have movement. That will be a 5-yard encroachment penalty called against Lower Dauphin. Hank Wilson jumped across.
Hank Wilson, the big junior.
We'll make it 1st and 5 for McDevitt at the Lower Dauphin 35. Trips to the right. Deal looking to throw. We're going to swing it out to Tanias Becker. There he goes. Out of bounds at the 25. Close to a first down. And
Darren Petrucci's helmet's come off, I think, 3 times now. I mean, I don't know what is going on down there.
A 9-yard gain. 26-yard line, 1st and 10 now for McDevitt. The run inside. Quilique Davis fighting for extra yard. A penalty flag thrown in there late. Davis' helmet comes off.
I'm not exaggerating. That's literally the 5th or 6th play tonight where McDevitt players' helmets have come off. I have a hard time believing that.
But
they're just coming off.
The penalty flag was thrown in there as if the helmet was taken off.
That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing right there.
It's a face mask penalty against Lower Dauphin. Quilique Davis, the desire to just not go down, just fight for extra yards.
Well, he's a senior, and he's, he definitely wants to go out on top. He's looking to win a district title at minimum. Last year being his first year at McDevitt, I know he did not like coming up short in that district semifinal game at Shippensburg.
12-yard line of Lower Dauphin, 1st and 10 McDevitt. C.J. Reyes-Diggs in the game at tailback now. He'll get the carry inside. They'll try to push the pile forward there to the 10.
Yeah, that's the kind of play that makes you nervous, where you can see a guy get hurt when he's got a guy wrapped around his leg and he's trying to get out of it, and lower Dauphin's coming one way, shoving him, and his own guys are pushing the pile. You get nervous about seeing a guy get bent all sorts of ways in that pile. And Reyes Diggs coming out along with Jake Kelly. They bring Carson Martz in as another tight end here. Jeff Wechter is really tuning up this ground game tonight.
Donnelly at fullback, Tanias Becker at tailback. Becker gets the carry inside. He's trying to stay on his feet to the 8. Another 2-yard gain. He's going to bring up 3rd down 6. Interesting that they're running it here. When they can easily attempt to throw it.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Steele is 11 of 13 right now for 119 yards.
Tanias Becker still in there at tailback. Donnelly at fullback. Becker to carry again up the middle. Touchdown, McDevitt. 8 yards. And we have a player down for Lower Dauphin. Might be Will Bowen, the defensive end.
And he came into this game banged up and not, not 100% by any means, but really gutting it out tonight for his team. Tanias Becker gives you that totally different look when he comes in.
Well, I was impressed by that big hole the O-line opened up for Becker.
Yeah, I mean, and it's worth mentioning again, James. Josh Dewar at center. Logan O'Grady and Sawyer Morgan are the guards, and then the tackles, Frank Salusti and Darren Petruzzi tonight. Cordell Cash, Carson Martz, all doing a great job. Dre Donnelly, this McDevitt offensive line, just really doing some serious work tonight.
33-14, our score. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin. We have a player down for Lower Dauphin. Appears to be Will Bowen. And once he works his way to the sideline, McDevitt will resume and attempt the point after. So the good sign for the Falcons, Will Bowen is on his feet, working his way to the sideline. John Fonner will attempt to add the point after. Extra point attempt up and through. 34-14 our score now. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. John Fonner kicks away. It's a squib kick headed toward the sideline and will go out of bounds. Rob, we were not really sure what type of game we were going to get tonight, but Lower Dauphin not at full strength, but still a good football team. But just McDevitt just really putting in a good game tonight in all phases.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, a lot of this week I really felt like this was going to be like a 7-point game or something, but you know, McDevitt tonight, the offensive line, the defensive line, really showing their A game tonight.
Falcons from their own 35, 1st and 10. Klassen under center. Handoff on the sweep. Clay Spencer taken down. Marquin MacArthur Melendez credited with the tackle for McDevitt. To the 37, a gain of only 2. 2nd down, 8. Coming up. They're running that sweep to the short side of the field. A little harder to have success there. Klassen under center. Give inside to Schaefer. And Tate Myers on the stop. To the 40, 3-yard gain. 3rd down, 5 now, Falcons.
And I'll tell you, Tate Myers, as the year wears on too, we talk so much about Donnelly, but Myers quietly has been going up the ranks. You know, I believe he's 4th or 5th in tackles now, and another junior. That, you know, a lot of juniors starting on this football team, and Tate Myers, Dre Donnelly, obviously both back. Reyes Diggs.
Klassen rolling right, throws, catch at the 44, out of bounds, coming down with it, Skylar Swartz. Gathers was out there on the coverage, credited with the tackle.
Nice play there by Aiden Klassen. You know, kept the play alive, kept his feet moving, looked like Dre Donnelly had a beat on him. He picked up just enough, and they move the sticks now as we're under 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Falcons at their own 46 with a 1st and 10. Klassen play action, rolling left. Complete at the McDevitt 48, all the way down to the 40. Cole Etchenberger, Klassen to Etchenberger, well designed. It will be a 1st down after the 14-yard gain.
Yeah, I like that. Again, I like that little play action, boot action that they have going there.
And that's the end of 3. 34-14, our score. Devin on top of Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. Klassen looking to throw, swing it out. Taken down at the 40, Cole Etchenberger. Justin Piper on the stop. James O'Brock along with Rob Pugliese here on the McDevitt Football Network as we just begin the 4th quarter. Crusaders on top of the Falcons, 34-14. 39-yard line. Lower Dauphin at the McDevitt 39 with a 2nd down, 9. Schaefer, the ball carrier. Wrapped up by Taquan White. No gain. Third down, 9. McDevitt in control of this one. Klassen from the gun. Looking to throw. It's not there. He'll take off and run. 30, 25 to the 23. Justin Piper finally takes down Klassen, but not until the Falcons pick up a first down to the 22.
Yeah, nice job again by Klassen to pull it down. He had a bit of pressure, got up the middle, and McDevitt tacklers took a bad angle, had a chance to get off the field there on third down, and now instead LD surging toward the red zone.
From the 22, 1st and 10, Klassen under center will turn and give to Schaefer. Donnelly on the stop. Also
Marquin MacArthur Melendez sticking his nose in there too. I really like him more and more going forward. I think he needs to be playing a lot of snaps on that defensive line.
this team, like you said, Rob, they have some guys that are coming back next year.
A lot of juniors.
Coming back next year, so we'll see.
Sawyer Morgan in there now, a sophomore.
Play action. Klassen over the middle. Got a man. Touchdown, Falcons. Cole Etchenberger. Klassen to Etchenberger from 22 yards out.
That was their nicest drive of the night. 9 plays, 69 yards, so. I don't know, James. We've talked about it a lot, but this McDevitt defense, they just, you want to see a complete effort from them. And that drive there, they were asleep.
Etchenberger got open, wide open, so there was definitely busted coverage there. Not sure who was responsible for him on that play. Extra point attempt. Up and through. Allray adds the extra point. 34-21 now. 9:40 remaining in the fourth. (34-21) McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin. 9:40 remaining in the game. Just a 2-possession game now, so Lower Dauphin still not out of it. Just when you thought McDevitt was going to put them away, Falcons go down and get into the end zone. And an onside kick attempt, and Lower Dauphin comes up with it. Brent Spencer. Did it go 10 yards?
Clearly the McDevitt players were waiting for it to go 10, and that's what they're talking about here. Where did...
And a timeout, officials take... Now they're saying McDevitt's football at the 49. So for a moment there, I thought it was a successful onside kick, but it was not. Wow.
It was tough to see from behind because the player came sliding in right around the 50, and I guess it's a question of where did he touch the ball. It was very well executed.
Boy, that's one.
But they're ruling that he touched it at the 49.
Quilique Davis stutters in the hole there, waits for an opening. Nice run to the 42. A 7-yard gain. Well, at the 41, we'll give him 8 yards. So 2nd down, 2. now for McDevitt.
That was very close, James. I would have loved to have seen a replay of that one.
Well, maybe next year.
These last couple weeks of the season are just, there's so many matchups that are going to affect everything.
Deal from the pistol for McDevitt. Turn and give to Kulik Davis off the left side. To the 37, almost 36-yard line. And coming up, gimpy there for the Falcons, Clay Spencer. He'll stay in the game. And a penalty flag down on the field now.
After the play.
A sideline warning against the lower Dauphin. Little after the onside kick, a little excitement there on the sideline. You gotta like the fight in the Falcons. It's always more enjoyable, Rob, when it's a competitive game.
Yeah, and Lower Dauphin's a team, you know, the last 5-6 years, their program has really elevated itself.
Malik Davis, another carry for him to the 34.
Kyler Westner, a big junior. They got a lot of size on this team as well for Lower Dauphin. They always do. And Davis getting a break, going to the sidelines. Unofficially 16 carries for 154 yards for Kulik.
And Harrigan, he's in there now at tailback. Justin Harrigan, he'll get the carry off the left side. To the 31. Just a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up third down.
He went right behind Logan O'Grady, Frank Salusti, and of course, Dre Donnelly.
We'll call it 3rd and 4.
McDevitt just working on the clock. 7:20 on a turning clock. Yeah, they're going straight up power sets, coming right at him.
Devitt will run inside with Tanias Becker.
He's short.
To the 29. It will be 4th down. Devitt most likely will go.
Let's see who the personnel package they're going to go with. They're going to have Cash and Carson Martz. See Donnelly in there at fullback. And Kulik Davis.
High formation. Donnelly at fullback. The give is to Kulik Davis. Got the first down. Turnover. Is it? No?
No, he got the first.
Okay, for a moment there I thought that Lower Dauphin was signaling that they came up with it.
Nice surge again by the left side. They're just really imposing their will. And a big hole. And Frank Salusti really doing a great job tonight at left tackle. Carter Christopher really hasn't been in there. He's gone the whole way at defensive tackle tonight. And, you know, they've used Frank Salusti on the offensive side of the ball. 6'2", 270, having a great game.
Dre Donnelly, his first carry of the night. Tough running by Donnelly, got the first and more. Inside the 15, finally going out of bounds. Boy, Donnelly had a touchdown. Was that last week's game?
Last week, Dre Donnelly had 4 carries, including an 18-yard touchdown run, and they dust him off there tonight. And he just steamrolled somebody, punished him on a big run for Dre. His first carry of the night. What isn't he doing?
He plays both ways. He's just a great, talented football player.
And also a very good wrestler.
Deal. C.J. Reyes-Diggs to the 5.
I mean, all credit tonight to Jeff Wechter with calling the plays, getting all these guys involved. Everybody that comes in is doing something positive, chipping in.
We'll say they marked him at the 6, so a 7-yard gain should bring up 2nd down 3 now for McDevitt.
C.J. Reyes-Stiggs now with 9 carries for 49, so they're approaching 300 yards rushing.
Reyes-Stiggs inside.
Oh,
Penalty flag thrown in there. That's usually in the area of holding. So this play might not count. It is a hold against McDevitt.
Central Dauphin leading Redland. No surprise there. Mercy rolling them 42-6 midway through the 3rd quarter.
The holding penalty yardage marked off. They'll put it down at the 15. 2nd down for McDevitt, the Lower Dauphin 15. They need to get all the way down pretty much to the 3 for a first. 4:40, clock moving in the 4th quarter.
This has been a pretty fast-paced game.
With all the run plays, keeping the ball on the ground and without throwing it any incomplete passes, not stopping the clock. Deal trying to stay alive. He'll finally be dropped for a sack.
He needed to throw that away.
I believe that was Hank Wilson credited with the sack of Deal.
Almost 2 weeks. I was just going to say 2 weeks in a row where he was not sacked, but
sometimes he reminds me of Matt Johnson when he's back there.
Yeah, with those moves. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean when he's trying to avoid a sack. Final score, Cumberland Valley 42, CD East 3.
3rd and 19 from the 22. Deal looking to throw, going deep. That should be a touchdown.
Sure looked like a
Desir
touchdown.
Burnett,
Yeah.
there's the signal. Touchdown McDevitt. 22 yards. Deal to Burnett.
Beautiful job by Deal that time. Burnett, similar to the touchdown down here on 3rd and long where he ran a route to the corner toward the pylon, wide open in the end zone and on the money from Deal to Burnett for the 2nd time tonight.
John Fonner will attempt to add the point after kick is up and through. 41-21 now. McDevitt on top of Lower Dauphin on the McDevitt Football Network. .327 remaining in the game. 41-21 McDevitt. John Fonner has it teed up. Set to kick off. Squib kick. To the 25. Ryan Kuntz falls on it. Deal to Burnett, 22-yard touchdown. Through the air, 41-21 now, Crusaders. First and 10, Falcons from their own 25. We have a whistle.
The right tackle for Lower Dauphin moved on that play.
A false start. Shane Costello. Move for Lower Dauphin, a 5-yard penalty to the 20. First down 15 now. Falcons from their own 20. Blitz coming. Throwing it deep. Almost intercepted. The opportunity was there for Julian Jordan to come down with it. Clay Spencer was the intended target. Sometimes you wonder why that Jordan didn't come down with that one. It was the play was there to be made.
He's had a couple shots this year and has not yet.
Clausen will swing it out. Trey Donnelly on the tackle, taking down Etchenberger. Etchenberger made the one-man miss. We'll place it down to the 23. Falcons on the ball as they try to hustle it up here. We're under 3 minutes, clock moving in the fourth. Third down. Clausen under pressure, steps away from it, being chased. And he'll just safely get out of bounds at the 15, correction, 25, a 2-yard pickup. Stops the clock by stepping out of bounds. 2:46 remaining in the game. It's fourth down. And appears that Lower Dauphin will send the punt team out. A high punt. Torrey Vodek, fair catch, call for and made. Well done at the 41 of McDevitt.
Yeah, Torrey Vodek, you can just see.
See the difference.
He's very fundamental. You know, he knows what he's doing back there with the fair catches.
It's a confidence thing. It's all it is. He's got the confidence.
Absolutely. And let's see. They're going to keep the ones in there. And I think they're going to keep it on the ground. I'm thinking we're going to see a big old dose of the tank, Harrigan here.
Yes, love to see Harrigan run it. Donnelly at fullback, paving the way. Harrigan fighting.
Actually, they have Tate Myers in there.
Okay, correction. You got to change at fullback. Yep, the junior. And it's cooling off. It's really cooling off now, Rob.
Sure is.
You get a chance, check that. It started out at 58, down to 54. I think we're down a little lower now.
52.
High formation, Harrigan. Nice run by Harrigan. Wasn't there to the left. Took it to the right, to the 46 of Lower Dauphin. And it will be a first down, McDevitt.
Yeah, real nice run is number 50. Danny Pascal had really blown up the play, had pushed Tate Myers back into the backfield, but Harrigan bounced off of that, reversed his field to the right side, and very impressive run by Harrigan as he's approaching 50 yards now too.
Tate Myers at fullback. I formation. The give is to Harrigan. Harrigan with a nice hole inside there, but to the 41. 5-yard 6-yard gain. Clock moving. Minute 33 left to play, fourth quarter. Second down now. Crusaders, second down 4.
Harrisburg beats Carlisle 48-14. McDevitt taking their time here, going to move to 7-2 and win the Keystone Division.
Harrigan again inside. Appears to have the first down at the 36.
Justin Harrigan, 9 carries for 59 yards.
Under a minute now, clock moving. 41-21, McDevitt in the lead over Lower Dauphin, and now the Crusaders in victory formation will, on this play, take a knee.
That's going to be it, James.
Yeah, it appears that, well, McDevitt will take another knee. But the way the play clock was, they really didn't have to run another play. That will be the last play. So final, McDevitt a winner tonight, 41-21 over Lower Dauphin. And as always, right now, we will go to Rob Pugliese to run down the highlights of tonight's game.
Bishop McDevitt, 41-21 over the Lower Dauphin Falcons here tonight at Hershey Park Stadium, moving to 7-2 on the season and winning that Mid-Penn Keystone Division Championship. Once again, this time they finish 6-0 in the Keystone, so they'll win it outright. They shared it last year with Cedar Cliff. They shared it 2 years ago with Susquehanna Township, but they won't share it this year. Started off 10 plays, 61 yards. C.J. Reyes Diggs, 2-yard run, made it 7-0 McDevitt with 7:29 to play in the first quarter. After a Tanias Becker fumble, Lower Dauphin took over at the Crusaders 20 and quickly cashed in. Brendan Schaefer, 15 yards up the gut, made it 7-7 with 5:38 to play in the first quarter. McDevitt would come right back, and it didn't take long. Qualik Davis, an electrifying 85-yard touchdown run. Really one of the best runs you'll ever see, breaking 2 and 3 tackles. Great effort by Davis. 154 yards tonight. That made it 14-7 with 4:11 to play in the first. The Falcons looked to be on the march to tie the game, but on 1st and 10 at the McDevitt 26, Cole Etchberger coughed it up. Zach Vinios pounced on it, and that was a huge play because McDevitt then kept the ball on a 72-yard drive, and on 3rd and goal from the 18, Chase Deal hit Nazir Burnett for the 18-yard touchdown to make it 20-7 with 9:54 to play in the half. And the Crusaders once again showing ball control all night. 11 plays, 75 yards late in the half. They chewed up over 5 minutes. Chase Deal to James Lawson, the free safety turned wide receiver, on a 5-yard touchdown grab, making it 27-7 McDevitt with a minute 37 to play, and that's how we went to break. Third quarter, Lower Dauphin. Of course they weren't going to lay down. Such a proud program under Greg Kratzer, previously under Rob Clark. They always play hard. They always make you battle for everything. The Falcons refused to go away. 4th and goal from the 1. Cole Etchberger goes in to make it 27-14 with 5:16 to play in the third. McDevitt comes right back, though, on a 9-play, 66-yard march capped by Tanias Becker up the middle from 8 yards out. Made it 34-14. Then Aiden Clausen hit Cole Etchberger with a 21-yard touchdown to make it 34-21, and the scoring was capped on a long drive. 11 plays for McDevitt. Chase Deal again on 3rd and long, 3rd and 20. hits Nazir Burnett with a 22-yard touchdown, and that's where we ended it tonight, 41-21. McDevitt rushed for almost 300 yards. They're 7-2. They're going to celebrate this Keystone title, and they're going to finish it out next week, Rocco Hortensio Stadium, against the CD East Panthers, who are 6-3. McDevitt 7-2, looking to lock up the number 2 seed as we look towards districts in November 24th, 4 weeks from tonight. Back here November 24th at 1 p.m. Friday afternoon. Black Friday is the district final. McDevitt hopes to be here, James.
For video technician Digital Dave, color analyst Rob Pugliese, this is James O'Brock. Thanks for watching the McDevitt Football Network. Good night from Hershey Park Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen,